Hi guys, how we all doing? So I got new cards and I pulled this card today. It's your solar plexus chakra card. They're really quite pretty, aren't they? You see that? I know it's kind of showing up in reverse, but they're lovely cards. But this one kind of touches on what I was talking about through a couple of my posts about being yourself, being you, knowing, trusting yourself and understanding yourself, and a lot about forgiveness. And what all these do when you combine them and you roll them all up is give you your own inner power, your authentic power. We need to move away from this collective thing, this collective, it's kind of an opinion, I suppose, of what it's like to be in power. Because when you think of people who are in power, you think about the pain, you think of the greed, you think of the negligence, you think of the misery, the suffering, you think of, the pain, the hurt, you think everybody it's in power. You think of governments and you think of historic figures, excuse me, and it's all negative. So having that unconscious opinion of what it is to be powerful starts to separate you for your own inner power. And that's the one thing that we need to keep. We need to keep that, and we need to nourish that. We need to let that grow. We need to let that develop. Bring it into reality now and use it. Use it to be a better person. Use it to have a better life. It's so easy to fall into this negative collective opinion. You don't have to do that. You don't have to think that way. You don't have to focus on that at all. You can separate that. One of the ways to focus on doing this is through upping your self-esteem. Stop being so negative towards yourself. Understand that you are different for everybody else, but that's a good thing. If you are looking at yourself and thinking, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm crap at this and I'm crap at that, you're not. You're not. And understand that there are other people out there probably looking at you going, oh my God, I love her, or oh my God, he's so good at that. Try not to think so negatively. Try to talk to yourself in more a positive way. Realise what words you're using. Realise the tone you use it in. Smile at yourself when you look in the mirror. Your wee flaws, or what you see as a flaw, is what makes you different. And if we were all the same, life would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? So, it's the differences that draw us together. It's the differences that keep life good and life fun. There are obviously differences that are quite negative, but, keep this lowering the self-esteem away. Like, you don't need it. Like, build each other up. Love each other. Show the love. Don't be so stingy with your love. Just, if somebody's doing something that you love, tell them. If somebody's being so positive and nice, and tell them. If somebody is feeling really low and you just want to, I really just want to help you, I just want to pick you up, there. You might be the only person that does. And your words that have took you away a couple of seconds to spit out could possibly change that person's life. You don't know where they are mentally. You don't know what they're dealing with, what demons they've got. Pick them up. It's not difficult. It doesn't cost you anything. Be true. Don't just tell people things because you think that's what they want to hear. It's probably one of the worst things you could do. Work on that. See, before you say something, think, do I genuinely mean this? Am I just saying things for the sake of saying things? Try not to do that. Try and stop yourself from doing that. And start to be more truthful and word things differently. Again, focus on what wording you're using. I'm going to move on to forgiveness now, because this is a big part of building up your inner power. Forgive yourself. Forgive your younger self. Go back to a time where if you felt hurt or something happened, and forgive how you reacted to that. Forgive yourself for reacting the way you did. Forgive yourself for saying the things you said. At that point in time, you done what you felt you had to do. That's an important thing to understand. Forgive yourself for it. You done what you done. Going through the same cycle, over and over again, isn't going to change that. It's never going to change it. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be there. Forgive yourself for it. Forgive other people. If you're not forgiving somebody, you're clinging on to that. Who's that hurting? It's only hurting you. It's only holding you back, and it's only hurting you. Let it go. I understand there's situations where it's not just as simple as that, but you need to understand that if you don't try and work on it, you're going to stay stuck in a powerless cycle of being a victim. That's not going to help you. You're never going to be able to move away from that. You're going to find that cycle in every kind of situation you go into, because you're going to find some way to relate it. You need to avoid doing that. The best way is through forgiveness. If somebody has hurt you, forgive that action. In their heads at that time, you have to understand that the way they were thinking isn't the way you think. Whether they needed help, whether they don't need help, whether they've took some kind of aggression out in you, or whether they've not been able to deal with a situation they've had before, or, there's a million reasons people behave the way they behave. So at the end of the day, if you find it easier to forgive that person, you're going to find it easier to be able to forgive yourself. And through that, you're going to be able to develop your own personal power. You're going to be able to move on for it. Stop taking responsibility for other people's actions. Take responsibility for your own actions. Let that go on everybody else. That's not your responsibility. If you've done something and you think, I fucked up, own it. You've done it, own it. Don't try and hide it. Don't try and justify it, be lying. Don't own it. You done it. And the quicker you can own up to it, and the quicker you can just wear it, the quicker that you can use that and learn for that. You need to... I wrote stuff down here, right? So I'm just going to quickly... I took notes. We are more than capable of creating our own reality. You are co-creating it with the universe. You're only going to get what you put out. So if you're going to constantly go over negativity, horrible situations, and let it play over and over and over, that negative vibe is going to attract, a negative vibe. So to avoid that, you need to start changing that. You need to break that cycle. Don't live constantly connecting all these negative events and keeping them. Break it. Let it go. Know that it's safe for you to be powerful. It's not always a negative thing. Know that it's safe for you to be in your own power. Speak to yourself in a positive way, in a supportive way. Use supportive words, use positive words, and imagine a life that you love. Imagine already being there. Really feel that. Really hear the good things that you would hear. Really feel that good feeling. Feel it for here. Feel it for here. Like this, again, your solar plexus. Feel it coming for here. Attract it to you. Visualise it. See it in your head and really focus on that. And you'll start to get your inner power back. You'll start to get that authentic power. You'll start to feel better. You'll start to put out more positivity, and you'll start to attract it. Focus on getting your inner power back. It's scary when you think about it to start with, but see, once you start that ball rolling, you're good to go. Focus on your inner power. Be authentic. Be you. You're the only man that can do it. Nobody else can do it better. Let go of the responsibility for everybody else. Focus on you. Have a good night, guys. Hope that made sense to you. Bye.